All right, we're going to take a look today at Cliff Harris Jr. and his matchup against the Chiefs. This might be a bit of a regular thing. I'm always trying to look for good matchups. I'm not necessarily looking for the best performance of a corner's life. I want to see things where he's challenged. I always want to see a good receiver and a good quarterback in these matchups. Now the Chiefs are going along to play the Jaguars the next week, so odds are we're going to be looking at one of those guys in a week here. But starting today, so we're going to take a look at Cliff Harris Jr. Moves around quite a bit more than the other corners that we've talked about so far. Does some different things. We'll go into the number 2 and number 3 position. In the slot, plays left and right, going all over the field. Covers everybody from Hill to Watkins to Travis Kelce in this game. So he's all over there. He's an all-around player. All right, so we're going to start off here. Right now, he is at the top of the screen over the number 2 receiver in the slot position right up there. It's going to be cover 3 type look. He's the curl to flat player. All right, so he breaks off, and then he comes up when he sees the route entering his flat zone. All right, he's in the number 3 position there, gets blocked on. Down to the bottom here, all right, the run occurs. He's patient with it, he's waiting. At some point you want to see him get up there and get involved, but not really his job. He's going to wait for it on the secondary level there. All right, so on this one, he's the top in the number 3 position. All right, so he's covering that back. He motions with the back into the backfield. All right, and actually, it's actually Hill going into the backfield. Motions with him, gets right up in here. All right, he comes across. He starts to go across with it, and then kind of drops off. All right, so basically, we're getting away from the man coverage here. He's seeing that as a run fit and dropping off. Not looking to be involved with that. So must be presumed that somewhere in the run fit that's going to be picked up by somebody else because we've got other guys here in man coverage. Okay, obviously the other back was lost in man coverage, and that's what happened there. All right, at the bottom here, number 25. Okay, playing loose. Action goes away. All right, you can see he's signaling here. All right, so this is going to be their adjustment to the bunch. As you see, they've got 4 defenders out here taking care of the 3 guys in this bunch. Based on the alignment here, it looks like he'll probably be taking whoever goes inside first. He'll be taking anybody going deeper and inside, outside, and deep. And Cliff Harris will be taking the short outcutting route. All right, yeah, so the initial route goes out. He kind of shuffles with it a little bit. Always got his eyes in the backfield, looking to help out, looking to get there in other areas. So not just purely matching up with it, running with it. All right, now he's giving the number 2 spot up top. Boom, right there over the slot receiver who is on the line of scrimmage. All right, he's playing about 4 or 5 yards off here. All right, just sits, waits for it, cuts right in front of him, gets his hands on it. All right, it's underneath 5 route, gets his hands on it, rides that route inside. Probably get a good look at it from this angle too. He's on the left here now. Matches up, gets his hands on it, rides that route. All right, number 2 at the top once again. He is again off about 4 yards. Playing around, moving around just a little bit. All right, he runs that whip route, okay? That's what I call that when we get a little bit of a slant, and then he comes back to the out. All right, here's some different names for it, all right? But whip's a pretty common one. So he's going to run that whip route, Harris sitting on it, looking to play the upfield shoulder, sees the cutout, and it looks like he's going to be just fine on that. If that thing keeps going, that gets extended at all. All right, he's got the number 2 guy in the bottom here. You see him backing off like crazy. So like I said, he does a lot of things. And when you end up being the slot corner, when you end up being an inside corner, you can end up almost playing like a safety at times. And here this is a blitz package where they're actually going to send him in the backfield to be the deep middle player. And the safety that you would expect based on alignment to be the deep middle player, he's got to get over here and be in the deep right field. So he's covering a lot of ground here, right? He backpedals, but he manages to stay on top of everything. Not really anything pressing him in that deep middle. You see that route running past at the bottom. That's the deep outside left. That's not his concern. So pretty good job on that. All right, we're just going to skip right on to the next quarter here. The first play, there was a inside run that wasn't really going to show us much out of Mr. Harris here. So we're going to skip along. He's going to be in the number 2 spot at the bottom. All right, land up on the slot. Nice little break. Takes it on with outside leverage, making sure he is going to keep that route inside on him. So that's a good job there. That's what you're looking to see. Breaking, keeping it there. Now I just like to see him use his hands a little better to get off of that and actually make the play. He's fortunate. He's got some teammates coming in there to help him out, and that gets it done for him. But if he uses his hands, he can make that play himself. In the chance that those other guys were blocked or otherwise occupied by the offense somehow. All right, number 2 on the bottom here. And he's coming on the blitz. So they do send him on a fair amount of blitzes. Times it up pretty well. Never really seems to get home on those, though. Usually on block, a lot of times the action will end up going away from him, oddly enough. All right, now he's up top. Playing man. Looks like it's going to sort out. I think he's got Kelce up here. All right. So, yeah, it looks like it's kind of sorting itself out. He sees that route's coming. He's sitting right there on it, but he does see what's going on inside of him. But he's in good position if that would have continued, if that would have ended up being a pass play on that route. Up top again. All right. Now they're going to press it a little bit more. Okay. We got a speedy receiver. Pressing in vertical and then coming to the inside. With the cover 1 look, he has help in the inside. So he's going to play this route with outside leverage. A little bit far away, you can see kind of the way his arm extends there. That's not great. You want to be a little bit tighter with it than that. And also, when you see that arm extended like that, a lot of times that's going to draw a flag just because it looks like you might be holding him. A lot of things with holding calls, with pass interference calls, and also a lot of calls like on the line of scrimmage. If it looks like it could be, there's certain indicators that look like it could be, and they don't really care if it is or not. But here, seeing that arm, if this guy seems like he's in any way infringed, they're going to assume that you're holding on him, call you for a defensive penalty there, which he really shouldn't be because he's not really doing anything there. But then, with the cut, matches up with it well, and pretty good spot, pretty good position there. All right, number 2 at the top. So he's lined up a little bit tighter here. Boom, he's got the out cut, looking to get out to that. They were kind of running like a pick sort of thing there. All right, obviously the play goes away from him there. Okay, a little bit of run action here. Here's number 2 on the bottom. All right, so a little bit of confusion, a little bit of what looks like a miscommunication here. All right, so you see he's signaling, right? He's coming across the motion. Motion's going to change the formation, obviously. It's going to change the defense a lot of the time, too. All right, so as he comes here in motion, he's trying to communicate something, all right? And really, there's a bunch created here. I think this is probably their bunch adjustment again. He's on the inside now. And there's a little bit of confusion because it's an odd spot for that Mike Backer to be in. That Mike Backer's on the inside here too. You can see he was trying to communicate something as well. So we got two guys trying to run the show here, and a mistake in communication. As we see that out route comes almost simultaneously, both the Backer and Harris break on that out cutting route. That in-cutting route, that shorter in-cutting route. We see we've got a deeper outside, deeper inside guy here, and deeper outside, inside guy here, and a short outside guy there. So everything kind of matches up, but we end up having two people on that route. So it just gets a little bit funky in there. All right, now we get another look at their bunch adjustment again. He's on the deep outside in this situation, so he's looking to match up with that route. He's kind of chasing him around, but he gets vaguely to him, chasing him around a little bit. All right, they start on the bunch. They go with the motion. He's going to come in motion here. He's got number 2 in the bottom. Boom, matches up with it. All right, again, cut down that space a little bit. I feel like he kind of stops on plays a little bit too soon. He sees what's going on with things most of the time, so it doesn't really hurt him. But I definitely feel like he stopped a little short on that. If they went to his guy, he could have been in a little bit of trouble there. All right, number 2 at the bottom again. Okay, so again, he's got help on the inside. So he's playing to the outside of that, which is good when it stems and comes back around. But now there's just too much space. I mean, you're in the end zone. It doesn't matter. You're not going to get beat deep. You're going to get beat for a touchdown or not. There's too much space here. I want to see him right up on that, where we know that thing's shut down, and he's going to be able to make a play on any ball that comes over there. As it is, Mahomes just runs it in. All right. Goes in motion there. Matches up with number 2. All right. And I say match up. Really, he's getting out there with the motion. Not really is actually a zone situation here. So not really truly matching up with it. You want to know too, when people come in motion, usually they're going to keep going in that direction. And this is a great example. He comes in motion and he goes to the out-cutting route. So good kind of predictive thing there, whether you're going to be responsible coming over, you're usually going to be responsible for either the out-cut or you're going to be responsible for the man. And sorry, I misspoke earlier. This is a man situation here. So just being aware of that, knowing that is something that can help guys out when they're faced with that situation. All right, up top on this one. Defensive coordinator didn't have you about something bouncing around up there. All right, up top, they're going to do that. Now, I'd like to see him break a little bit faster on it, right? I mean, it's pretty clear what's coming. We see that he seems to have good instincts about things a lot of times. I'm saying he might have good instincts when he's stopping on things that he's seen stuff. Why did he stop there? Keep running. Beat this guy with speed. This isn't even an offensive lineman out there or anything. This is a receiver. This is a guy with a similar size, similar body type to you. Nothing that's going to be too crazy. They don't have, any huge receivers on that roster that are going to be coming out there. Man, run by him. Look to run by him. Rip off that edge, still set the edge, and have a chance to make a play for a loss there. Instead, he sets up here, kind of drops off. And look, I mean, there's guys getting in there. He needs to be one of them. This is kind of an interesting one here. So down at the bottom, he's going to be the number 2 guy here. We see the crossers, and this looks like a cover 1 look, but they actually exchange the crossers, which is really interesting. It's a little wrinkle to the defense, little adjustment that they must have made because they didn't want to get picked. Most likely is the problem, and obviously that's not great, especially when you're playing this far off either. Trying to run that down and you mix in 2 people with it. The crosser he lets go. He ends up picking up the running back, who's de facto crosser here, just kind of the way he's running his route. So very interesting adjustment defensively for them. All right, so on this one, we are on the top, and see him giving up this outcutting route here. All right, kind of loses his leverage, gets himself all turned around. Playing loose, back pedal, playing real high, not in position to break on that, not having the width, to be in control of it. So it gives up a pretty easy first down on that one. Number 2 at the bottom here. All right, so as this thing progresses, look, he's waiting for it to happen. Just kind of funky. All right, he's waiting for it to happen, but at the same time, you kind of have to, because these receivers aren't terribly motivated to block. So they're sitting there, and if you look to run by them, you go right to the pitch man right now. All of a sudden, they come back with the play action, do a little shimmy, a little shake, and they run right by you on something like that. So you do have to be patient with it. But now as this thing progresses, Holmes still has the ball, and there it goes. All right, so he sees this thing. Now he needs to engage here, set the edge. He does a good job of that. He ends up kind of forcing it out of bounds. Actually draws a face mask penalty there, so they end up winning pretty big on that one. All right, at the top, it kind of looks like a cover 2 look at first. Now he's bailing out. He's actually the deep third player. Number 2 at the bottom on this one. Okay, he just kind of sits down with it. He's giving them a lot of space to try and put that in there. This is 1st and 10 here. Gives up kind of a lot of space to let them throw that. But basically, kind of sitting on it. Would like to see him tighten that up a little bit. Up at the top, number 2, he's the kind of the point of the group right there. And now he's coming off. They don't try and block him. He runs right around the block, gets out there, and makes a good tackle on that. So you see, he can make those tackles. He hasn't, he's shown that he can, be on blocks, kind of engage on blocks. He's not necessarily great at getting off of them, but he has some physical qualities against him. He just doesn't always quite manifest those things. All right, now at the bottom on the number 2. Okay, that's Kelce. That's the big man there. Now, I love the way he's playing Kelce here. I mean, kind of at the end, he lets him run away from him. And, Kelce gives him a little something at the end there because that's the kind of player Kelce is. But, hey, look at the kind of player Harris is, man. He's whatever. I'm good. He's not crying about it. He's not crying about it. He's not flopping on the ground or anything like that. You like to see a guy, especially when you match up with a bigger guy like that. Man, you can't show weakness. You can't let it bother you because they're going to keep coming at you like that if you do. But really good to come back here and take a little bit of a slower look at that. So as we do get this release, right, he sits there, slowly turns his hips, a little bit faster than I'd like because he did kind of give up the inside if they wanted it. But look at where he is right on his hip there. All right. Stop. You want to keep your feet moving. You shouldn't be looking back. Stay on his hip. All right, but real good position throughout there. Now just kind of close that down at the end. Don't let him run away from you. But I like that rep quite a bit. Just the way he plays on Kelce there, his overall positioning and technique. I'm definitely a fan. Number 2 here at the bottom, again at the point kind of the bunch. Ton of bunch stuff we're seeing out of these guys. Right, he just gets blocked on that one. I see a run on the blitz. We don't really need to look at too much of that stuff, so we're going to skip right along here. He is going to be at the top on Kelce. All right, so again, now he's got that tight matchup on Kelce. Pretty good position there. All right, I mean, it's tough. You're not going to be underneath the slant most of the time. We're going to even get a better angle of it here. All right, so it's going on right here. Love it when you can get a good tight angle because you don't always get that for the defensive back position. Not always in the screen very well. But, all right, so, hey, he's playing in man-to-man. We got the slant. He's going to play on his upfield shoulder. All right, gets away from him. Maybe a little bit of a squeeze right there. All right, but we see right here at the end, this is coming in off this action. He is on his upfield shoulder, securing the tackle and looking with that left hand, with that offhand to get in there and make a play on the ball. All right, I'm not even sure he quite got in there, but he got a play on his arm anyway, and it forced him to drop it. So really good play there. You're seeing oddly enough, he's a pretty good matchup with the tight end. Looks like he plays, the bigger guy pretty well, and is a pretty good fit for that type of thing in the scheme. And that's big nowadays. That's really big in the NFL. So looking again here at the bottom, using the number 2 spot at the bottom again in the slot. All right, coming off the edge there, but that was a penalty. Again, number 2. All right, kind of looks like to get a jam and then backpedals. Pretty funky little coverage. Kind of the way he plays it. But basically, they're trying not to let that guy get directly upfield. He's backpedaling so he can stay underneath that route while also being aware of anything underneath coming here. And Mahomes just makes a ridiculous play thrown across his body down the field. And that's not going to be one we're going to look at. All right, number 2 up top is where he's at in the slot position. All right, he gets picked there pretty good, right? Kind of created a natural little pick there. Breaks off. He's got his own guy breaking down, and he gets hit on there. So, that's not great, but it's not really much you can do about that. He was the one that got hit there. The scheme created a little bit, but it's just kind of funky for the safety coming down like that. We see it here a little bit better. Safety goes over the top here, and he matches up. So definitely better look right there. Oh, and again, number 2 at the top. All right, looks like he's going to be in the man coverage look here. Got some help over the top. Look, this is what happens when you turn your hips too quick. He turns his hips to the outside, and you allow that guy to get inside on him. So you don't want that. That's a catch, and that's looks like a first down to me. If they throw that thing, boom, right there, they're going to be in a lot of trouble. So you definitely, you don't want to be turning your hips too easy. Again, you can get beat deep, but you get beat left to right, and that's really just as bad. So you don't want to get beat in any direction. Got to stay tight on that stuff, and we got to maintain proper leverage and proper hip position. You turn your hips too soon in man, you're going to have that sort of problem, but they're going to get into the wrong leverage with you, into a situation that you don't want to be in. Okay, so we're going to skip along here into the fourth quarter. All right. And the Chiefs' first drive of the fourth quarter. Number 2 at the top is where he's lined up. Okay, so in that slot position, in that slot corner, nickel corner, whatever you want to call it. All right, so a pretty good position right there. Okay, sees the route come. Again, we got one man deep. They're matching up here. All right, sees that route coming. Again, keep playing it to the out. It's not really like he's running and going crazy trying to get to anything else. Especially when you're playing man, that's not your job. Finish that out and finish that with with the man that you're assigned to there. The slot position at the bottom here, slot corner at the bottom, number 2. Boom. All right. Again, he's bailing out a little quick. Stay with that route. Turns his hips, and look at that. Open it up, right? Okay, so again, he's the slot corner, nickel corner, number 2 corner, whatever you want to call it, at the bottom there. Flips his hips and allows that to get inside, kind of wide bicycle turns with it. But they got a window there. I mean, they really should be throwing that dig route, to that receiver. That thing is open. They're moving the chains of that thing. If I'm the offensive coordinator, I'm coming back to that. That's definitely something that they should be getting after, that they should be hitting with everything they got. So where did it go? He's blitzing on the next couple of reps here. I tell you, they sent him a fair amount. So now bottom number 2 here. All right, so bailing out, playing way off. But this is 3rd and 16. And I mean, what does he do here? Like, you think, hey, 3rd and 16, the receiver's down. I mean, you think 3rd and 16. 3rd and 16, yeah, you want to play off. All right, absolutely. You're not gonna play super tight in that situation. But look, here he plays off and he backpedals. And where does he backpedal to? Past the first down. So it's okay to get matched up on this guy at some point. They cut this thing off, and the receiver comes back for it. He ends up catching it for a gain of 15. Creates a 4th and 1, but this is it's the fourth quarter, game on the line. This is a situation where the Chiefs are going to come out and they're going to go for it. And they made it something that was manageable, something that was possible by being that loose. Again, I said no problem being loose on it, but it's 3rd and 16. Yeah, play way off, but you can't give up. You can't give up 15. You know what I mean? In that situation, you can't create the opportunity where it's really close, and if that ball was slightly placed a little bit different, it might have been the first down. It might have been a 17-yard gain. So you gotta take that away. You gotta match up on that tighter. At some point, you've got to take that thing away on that route. So now at the bottom, and he's actually the outside guy here. The guy's a little bit off with this bunch. Looking to match up on that route. Again, now not just run to it, take it away. It's 4th and 1. He ends up rallying up to that guy. Doesn't do much good. There's 8 other guys there, and I'm never really taken down. Top number 2 now. And they're going to basically do like a pick action here. with that number 3 receiver. So you always count outside in. So there's always a number 1 receiver. I mean, if there's a receiver, he's the number 1 receiver. And that's why you do it from outside in. So number 1 would always be an outside receiver. 1, 2, 3 receivers here. All right. So the third receiver, who it looks like is actually Kelce, a tight end, but he's in a 2-point stance. He's extended a little bit. So I call him a receiver within this formation. It's definitely something that you could line up Tariq Hill and do the same stuff with him. So he's going to run like a deep dig right in front of this, and then they're going to put this little whip route, all right, slanting out, the little whip route right there behind it. So it really creates kind of a natural pick again and congest this whole area. Look, now he's trying to get over this for the slant, and he gets caught on the back side of it for the whip. So that's where Harris gets in a bad position here. All this, that's been done with scheme to create that space, and they get it to him, and he's moving the chains. Number 2 at the top is where he's at. Boom. Right in there. Becomes the wheel, basically. He matches up with it. All right, so they kind of got like a post-wheel action coming here. He's matching up with that. That thing's not going anywhere. All right, at the bottom here, right in there, he matches up. He's playing on the inside. He gets this corner route, right, and they get it a little crossed up. And this is why a lot of times teams run bunch because people play man. And we've seen their adjustment to bunch in the past. Now they're actually running man to it, and it puts him in a tight spot where now he's trying to get to this out. And again, there he gets picked again by his own man. So we've seen him get picked by the other team. We've seen him get blocked by his own man. It puts him in a tough position. So we're going to see him right here again. Might actually give you a better view. Now I kind of ran out of the screen there. All right, we're going to go into the next drive here, actually. That's going to be the final drive of the game. Number 3 at the top, that's where he's at. Again, counting outside in. 1, 2, 3. He's right here. He's waving at us. All right, lined up on that receiver. So the inside help here is removed by the run action, and that's that's an advantage. That's something about the RPOs, about any kind of play action. You get those backers out of there. With that backer out of there, he doesn't have inside help on this, so they're able to get the completion on the slant. He's playing with outside leverage. Good position on it though. Plays the upfield shoulder. Makes the tackle on it. Not able to get his hand on the ball, cause an incompletion or anything like that. But without those backers in the passing lane, it's going to be tough on that short stuff unless you're playing with inside leverage. That would be the way to take that away. Play with inside leverage. Don't allow that to come like that. But that's tough too. In any short in-cutting route to be able to stay there, maintain position, especially when the ball's coming out quick like that. Not an easy task, regardless of scheme and alignment. Of course, scheme and alignment can help you out quite a bit. Number 2 up at the top. We got a little bubble action, a little swing pass coming. He's getting blocked here. Again, now that guy's got big, long arms, but let's be physical and let's get off that block. So not loving what I'm seeing out of him there because we know he's capable of it. Give more. Be a little bit more physical with that. Now he's got the slot receiver on the bottom here is where he's lined up. He's the slot corner. He lost that big, right? Because he had to go over the top on that. So look, he gives us space, and this is, this is the concept. This is what it is. Boom! Look at all that. You got a shallow cross, you got a deep cross, and you got a guy here. And the idea, for these two is that they should almost be coming, shoulder to shoulder, so this guy can barely fit through. Now, if Harris tries to go through here, what are the odds he's not going to get caught up in all of this crap somewhere? So it's pushing you in a tough situation. This is one of the things about playing man. You're going to have to deal with this stuff. And one of the reasons I think people love to talk about, you should be playing man, just because some balls are completed. It doesn't matter, because a lot of bad things can happen in man. If balls get completed and teams move the ball down the field, fine. As long as you stiffen up when you get into the red zone, you can live with that. That's cool. That's whatever. But in man, one guy screws up and that thing can be gone. Case in point here, just the position he's in, the way it's been schemed. I mean, they throw the ball to this guy. There's not much to stop him for a while. If these guys can grab a couple blocks. Actually, let's think about this guy on the other side of the formation. If this guy had gotten tripped up or picked or something like that, obviously Mahomes is going out this way, doing his Mahomes stuff. But if Mahomes is right here and this guy's right here, the defender's not here, boom, they complete that ball and that defender isn't there. Foot race. All right, that guy's trying to run him down. So that's a big part of why you play zone, is because it only takes one thing to go wrong. In man and in zone, you can have multiple players getting to the ball, looking to cause turnovers, making reads, moving around, but also protecting you against big things. So zone allows you to make big plays, and it also allows you to prevent big plays. All right, he's got the slot corner position on the bottom of the screen. Again, he's matching up with that, gets a little bit of room inside, but now he's got some help. So with that linebacker sitting there, that's not really a threat when that guy starts to bend in. So it allows him to play with outside leverage. He's at the bottom. He builds out. Looks like we got a quarter, half type of look here. He's going to stay on top of that route. The infamous 2nd and 30 play. All right, he's number 2 on the top. All right, the second corner on the top. He's got that out-cutting route. He stays on top of it. He's not going to be crazy about getting on it. It's 2nd and 30 after all. But they get some yardage on this thing. All right, he's got number 3 in the bottom, Kelce here. All right, so he's got that crossing route. Again, just try and close that space down, right? Close that space down. Don't give him a window. Don't give him any avenue to take it. They go to the deep right there, away from him. And they get a big gain, and they get into scoring position. And here we go. Number 2 on the top of the screen is where he's at. He's got that slot on the top of the screen. Outcutting route. A lot of room to catch the ball there and get out of bounds. Let's get there. Cut down that space. All right, little run action there. So he's getting he's going to get the quick out here on that run. And then they're going to keep running the ball here, and they're going to run it down their throat and get it in the end zone and come up with a win. So this Chiefs team keeps finding ways to win. Look at that score. Whatever you do with Mahomes, now they got on. They're coming at you in different ways. This is a scary team. This is an interesting team. It was pretty efficient with the way they did things last year, and now they got the trigger man. They got the guy they wanted all along. So that's trouble. But yeah, so I am here every week. I will be putting up a breakdown. So probably going to see a little bit more of the Chiefs offense. Looking forward to doing a little Jalen Ramsey work next week as we got that matchup coming up. But yeah, be sure to check out my DB breakdowns here on YouTube, and follow me on Twitter at Coach Minich, CoachMinich. You can also find my work at Cincy Jungle, which is part of SB Nation, and thegruelingtruth.net. Also doing a little bit for the Pulp Report. Check them out on Instagram. So again, this is Matt Minnick, and I will be here next week with more Diva to Back breakdowns. Thank you.